Andrew, it's such an honor to be speaking with you this evening. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to talk with us at the Institute of Politics. And thank you to everyone who took the time out of your evening to log on to the conversation. Without further ado, Michael and I have some questions for you, and we're looking forward to the conversation. Before even launching your presidential campaign, you served as the CEO of a very successful education company, Manhattan GMAT, which was later acquired by Kaplan. So to what extent do you see the transition of schools and institutions of higher education to remote learning as being an advantage for students across the country? And to what extent do you see remote learning as exaggerating already present socioeconomic disparities felt across America?
Well, thank you for the great question, Sahar. Thank you to both you and Michael for moderating. So much fun. Do you have like permanent moderating duties, or did you just get me? Was it like are you moderating on Thursday too? I'm pretty sure, Michael, it's just me. I don't know for you, this is like a weekly responsibility.
No, we are just here for a conversation just for you. Looking forward to it too.
Oh, tremendous. Well, I have kids, and their schools may or may not take place in person. I get the sense that most of the folks on this Zoom tonight are students at Harvard, either the college or Kennedy School, or maybe from some other schools. So for you all, are you remote as well? Is that correct?
We're all remote, classes entirely. At least Michael and I
for the semester.
So Michael, it's funny. You're just like me, where you're like in your room, be like, oh, I'm going to Zoom on this thing. I'm going to put a jacket on. It's starting to moderate. Yeah. It's starting to look good. Well, the reason I ask this, Sahar, is because if you put yourself in the shoes of people that aren't that much younger than you, who are in school, who are then having to learn online, you know that it's not as good as going in person to someplace. No, it's true for you, and I would say it's more true for younger children. Whereas if you're a younger child, a lot of the learning you get is socialization, and it's obviously very difficult to get that kind of socialization if you're remoting in. And even if you look at the development of hard skills like math, there have been studies that have shown a 30 to 70% drop off between retention from when you are in person versus online. So the frustration I have as a parent is that online is really not as good as the real thing. I mean, we could just call it as it is. And in our society today, we have a tendency to put a happy face on things as soon as we don't have a choice. So now it's like, well, we're online. Maybe online is awesome. And then we turn around being like, is online awesome? I'm here to tell you all that it's not your imagination. Online is not awesome. And it gets less and less awesome the younger you get. So for younger kids, it's worse and worse. And to your question about the fact that does this make inequities worse? It 100% does. Because if you're a young kid who's in a disadvantaged community or a household, you're going to fall further behind when your school does not open for that year. And if you're a young person who's, let's say, starting their career, which to me is still young, but, like people a few years older than you, it's very difficult to get a foothold in an organization if you don't have a chance to prove yourself. And a lot of proving yourself, unfortunately, comes down to whether or not you can just interact with folks in a way that gets them to trust in your work, to like you. So, Sahar, you interned at CNN, and you had it sounds like a really good internship where they gave you real responsibility, and I'm sure you could prove yourself. But that's not necessarily going to be the case for folks who are trying to get a foothold in different types of organizations. So this is just a really rough time, I think, and we shouldn't pretend that online is as good as in person in a lot of these environments. It's just the best we can do right now. So it behooves us to try and make the best of the best we can do right now, and that's what we have to try and pour our energies into, especially for younger kids.